dear friends from the academy. A peculiar man. Ghost, true. But I found him likable. Wager he was a real hoot when he was alive.
A stick in the woods? Quite the discovery.
A whole squad. 6 brave boys. All dead. A witcher never lets an opportunity pass, is that it? After our paths diverged? Awfully nice of you to offer your help, but are you sure you're up to it? You're not actually a witcher, Vladimir. Besides, we tried once, and you know how that worked out. Not what I wanted to talk to you about. Or at least not only, but, perhaps I could have. But I didn't want to. Treating the ill and wounded, it's my calling. No place I'm needed more than at the front. So far, every kind.
So generous.
And clever. And you must tell me what happened in the sewers. All right, let me in. All the guests must be present for the capping. That includes you. Always do. So don't worry.
Amuse a ghost?
How do you intend to do that?
An entire lifetime, more like.
An infection. And I swore a solemn oath. First of all, do no harm. And like that, it's over. Here, I thought I might get some more time with you. Silly, wasn't it? And no cuts. And the Catriona plague. And what's that mean? Any idea what might have killed them? Apparently, Allgeard asked the professor to do some research. Professor got so worked up doing it, he went daffy. Started jealously guarding his notes. Wouldn't even let his assistant look at them. Are you suggesting the beast likes alcohol? Are you worried about that pig? Oh, you needn't be. As for me, well, perhaps I expected too much of this wedding. Got the wrong impression. As soon as war broke out. As you are mine. Can you please explain what's going on here? Ask me now. Be careful, Geralt. Be careful. Please. Because he needs me. For now. Because I wonder what it would have been like to dance with you. Just you. Besides, we leave it here, a very drunk person could find it. Drink themselves into even more trouble. Besides, we might run into a friend. Get inside free and easy. Best not finish that thought.
Better or worse?
But I didn't. Ugh. I'm certain she thinks there's something horribly wrong with me. But pretend for a moment it had been you, and the situation had been different. But that's necromancy. It's extraordinarily risky and involves higher magic. But the war's not over yet. The chaos continues. I'm still very much needed. But we've done well. Professor Shakeslock's house is at the end of this street. But what? Call it idle curiosity, but how many have you had? Calm down. Can't complain, really. I've lived at home since the fighting subsided, resumed my practice, and simply treat the ill. I can't speak for other girls, but chamomile is tea to me. Thanks. Maybe I'll boil them tomorrow morning. Captain sent me off to test the samples I'd collected. Then ordered the sewers locked down. Change your mind?
Changed your style.
Come. Time to meet and be greeted. Come now, spit it out. Come on, let's hide. Come on, let's lay them out. Consider yourself a lucky man. 'Cause if I'd not decided to operate, you'd be a cripple to the end of your days. Could I talk to Geralt for a moment? Damn it! All for nothing. Depends where they send me.
Oh, devastating for you.
I'm sure. But I'm left without a shoe. Did you enjoy the wedding? Did you find my shoe? Do you need help? Does that mean anything?
Don't be too hard on him. All in all, he's actually rather fun.
Don't know, but I'll figure something out. Usually aren't nearly as many guards on the riverside.
Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. Help me.
Don't let it bother you.
Don't let me stop you.
Don't make excuses, Geralt. I'm not angry. A witcher has to ply his trade. Follow his path. Don't mention it. But I still don't like this.
Dramatically, I'd say. He's never been very talkative to start with. Drank themselves stiff as the boards they tore from the fence.
Enough said. Won't try to talk you into it. Everything happened so fast. I didn't get a good look. No, only saw it from behind. I know it was large and slimy.
Exactly. Fine, I'll stay out of your way.
First they had me patching up folk at the Battle of Dorian. then at Vizima, and finally in Velen. Following some dog's trail? Not exactly how I imagined this wedding. Think I'll wait here. For a while now. Did you know you've gained 27 new scars since we last saw each other? For how long? A day? 2? Don't get me wrong. It's nice, but you come and go. Yet I need someone who'll be there every night when I come home. After a day of bandaging wounds and sewing up guts, I need a good glass and a good laugh with someone who'll help me forget it all for a moment. Forgotten already? Franz? I don't see him. Think the monster might have dragged him off? Geralt. Are you all right? Geralt. Coming or not? Geralt. Psst. Are you there? Geralt. There's no need. Geralt! This way. Geralt. Wake up. Open your eyes. Where are the smelling salts? Geralt? What's happened to you? Geralt, I'm about to introduce you to the newlyweds. Please make sure your friend doesn't embarrass me. Geralt, I'm curious what it's like when that ghost's inside you. Do you feel anything? Have any control? Geralt, that's enough. She simply fell in love, that's that. Jonas, I'm sure my friend meant no offense. Geralt, there's no one else here. Geralt, wait! We haven't finished yet. Geralt, what for? Geralt, where do you think you're going? Geralt, care to explain what's going on here? Geralt? Geralt? Are you all right? What's that on your face? Give me its essence. Gods, what is this? Good, let's get going. Good idea. Got our orders this morning. I came down here with a whole unit, but something attacked us. Grab the line! Graduates of his school can handle anything. Oh, had some questions. I went down there with a whole unit, only I came out alive. They wanted to know why. I had too much to drink. A big step, but I will think about it. For now, we should simply enjoy my friend's wedding. Lovely plans, but I fear they're impossible to realize in just one evening. Those ears. You look, interesting. No, that's not mine. Only sometimes. No, but she'd want me to choose someone wealthy, or with a good trade, well brought up. You're incorrigible. Have you gone mad? Help! Geralt! Save me! Here in Oxenfurt, cloistered inside his house on academy grounds. Mage hunters guard his door. Here it is. Here's the medicine. It's a strong solution, so careful with the dosage. Each patient gets exactly 2 drops after meals, 3 times a day. At the most, in 3-4 days, the infection should recede. Here's what we'll do. I'll go in, then help you sneak in around the back. He's certainly useful to them. A specialist in black magic and the occult? Must be a trove of knowledge. Hey, Witcher! Hideous creatures. Him, I met this morning. But Vern and I served together at the Battle of Dorian. His name was Knowles. Supposed to go on leave next week. Now he won't. Nor will the rest of his unit. Must have run into the beast. Just like the soldiers. Oh, that's quite the theory. Well, in that case, let's drink to tonight. Geralt and his jests. He has a strange sense of humor. I doubt I'd be much help in the fight, but you might need me afterwards. I'll look for a hiding place. Perhaps you're just not my type. Considered that? There's a beauty to surgery, I assure you. I do that sometimes. Something specific in mind? It says Olgierd had a brother named Vladimir. He lies in the family crypt near their manor. Hope so. But I'd still like to get some pure venom. Once you've killed the monster. How did you know? How goes the search? How intimately? How? We don't even know what kind of monster it is. How? Will I get a toad-shaped medal? I see no amount of silt could keep you from my shoe. And all the other shoes ever tossed in the lake. Oh, you're rather good at this. I can't get down this way. I'll look for something else. I can't say, really. Some of the faculty think him a traitor. Say he sold out to the hunters for a hefty pouch of gold. I chose the latter. I didn't know I would be. Found out this morning. I didn't say anything. I do wonder what you mean by intimate interaction. I don't believe that.
You'd let the opportunity pass? I don't know if I should thank you or if that should make me... angry?
I find out who started that rumor, I'll strangle them. I had hoped that when Geralt saw me weaving the garland for the wedding, he'd invite me, but, well, I hoped wrong. I have a lot to think about. Alone. So I'm not going back to the wedding. Not really fond of watching drunks stagger around, anyway. I haven't managed to yet.
I hope they don't see you drinking their wine.
I hope you didn't hurt him. I hope you don't plan to cut yourself, or... I like that idea. I liked some of that nonsense.
Well, I like to make necklaces out of the berries, but... guess I am curious how this will taste.
I need a clean sample. From the lair. That'd be best. I need a venom sample. From the beast that prowls these sewers.
I never expected the members of Olgierd's band to have a taste for dancing.
I promise. I see. I serve individuals. I treat them. That they're Redanians is coincidental. I'd help Nilfgaardians as well were I in a position to. I shall introduce you to the newlyweds now. Try to behave. I should hope so. I'm a surgeon.
I should think so.
I shut it as I fled. The monster must have slammed into it. I squeezed through those bars. I studied medicine, not literature. I stopped believing in fairy tales long ago. I take it you're Vladimir now. Doesn't seem like I'll have trouble telling you apart from Geralt.
I think so, too. I imagine you've lived through worse than a tryst in a barn with some milkmaid. I think you look charming.
I think you would have seized the opportunity.
I think you've demonstrated enough. Let's just enjoy ourselves, all right? You don't have all that much time left.
I told you, Vern had a key to the grate. I turned around and saw him lying there, covered in a sticky substance. I ran back to get him, then dragged him to where you found us. I understand. Whose ghost is it?
I was afraid the wedding wouldn't happen at all.
I'd be glad to. I'd guess this wasn't a social call. All right. Tell me what you need.
If he's really gone off his nutter, I wouldn't be surprised to see them using him.
If not, I think you should come back and look for it. In the lake. If there's any trouble, just yell.
If they hadn't intervened, you'd have gone for a tumble in the hay with her. She was willing, if you ask me.
If you wish to see me again before I go, I'll be at home. Packing will take some time yet. I'll collect my sample.
I'll hold you to that.
I'll leave you for a moment. As a bridesmaid, I need to be by the bride for the capping.
I'll think about it.
I'm a big girl, Geralt. I can take care of myself. And you know I'll get my way, so don't try and talk me out of anything.
I'm a medic. I tend to know what I'm doing when I prescribe something.
I'm afraid I have to turn you down, dear ghost.
I'm afraid the drinks got into our minstrels. Horribly off-key.
Oh, I'm all ears. What would you have us talk about? I'm sorry, converse about.
I'm fine, really. And you were going to see Olgierd?
I'm leaving, Geralt. The Eastern Front beckons. I'm Kedwin bound.
I'm not. Have you seen Olgierd?
Told him you fulfilled his wish? I'm not a witcher. Not likely to live 150 years. My time's much shorter, so I try to use every bit wisely. I'm not complaining. I'm concerned.
I'm not sure I do.
I'm not upset. Just, next time, don't lunge at me like that. I'm sure something can be done.
In my experience, witches and dancing don't exactly mix.
In my 3rd year at Oxenfoot, we had to choose an elective. My options were Pearls of Wisdom from the Hierarchs, or famous Redanian dynasties.
In that case,
let's drink to our friendship. In the mood to lighten Geralt's purse? In this case, we're dealing with a dermal invasion, resulting in toxins entering the body. Is it at all related to that mark on your face? Is it worth searching outside?
Is that so? Prove it. Is there anything you do that's not fantastic?
Is Vladimir's ghost gone? It doesn't just kill those who come down here, you know. The water in so many wells is contaminated. Folk are getting ill, Redanian soldiers among them.
It isn't. Jonas told me the same. That your background doesn't bother him.
It was nothing. Really. You'd have done the same for me.
It was positively gripping. It would do you good to be more relaxed sometimes.
It'd be more than enough if it wasn't contaminated.
It'll be midnight soon. The capping will begin. It'll be midnight soon. The capping will begin in the barn.
It's, good to see you.
It's all right. That was... forget him. We're here to enjoy ourselves, right? It's almost midnight.
Time for the capping. It's almost midnight. Time for the capping. It's past midnight. You can take off those lovely ears. Only if you want to, of course. Oh, it's war. Severed limbs, blood, and guts. I've got a better idea. I've heard. A lot of women have fallen for it. I've tested the slime samples. I believe I'll be able to brew an antidote. Just before Geralt entered the crypt to summon you, I invited him to my friend's wedding. Just easy with the comments, all right? Please, just for a moment, then you can jump right back in. Just thinking that friends should stay friends. Kedwennies, Edirnian, elves, dwarves, halflings, the same. Come on, Geralt. You know me. Less blood? Let it go. I believe you. And now revel on. Time won't wait. Let's go. The night's still young. Let's sit. Come now. Long story. Look, it's Franz. Loudly lowing cows only ever give a little milk. Lower level of the sewers has been closed off for years. But Vern, the commander, had a skeleton key. May I please speak to Geralt for a moment?
Mean chasing a dog through the woods or brawling, fence board in hand? All true. He was very direct, I'll give him that. Which, on occasion, has its advantages. Practically full.
Fine.
I never knew you to be such a gambler.
Just above the knee.
Likely.
But here. I dare say a formidable card from an old friend. So you won't have to rely entirely on luck. And I'm a Kaviri Duchess. Wound these, and I'll have to patch them up. It leads into that channel. Jonas's family didn't consider Aldona worthy.
Right.
You're always going places, and they're likely to ship me off soon. Might be all it is. Many of the faculty fled to the far north. The braver ones stayed, but assumed the guises of tailors and laundresses. Why? Well, Miklas and Vern had driven it away from us, and paid dearly for it. Miklas only enlisted this Yule.
Mirrors.
Buy one from him that grants your wishes? Mucky as it might be, the lake still couldn't keep my shoe from you. My commander summoned me, interrogated me about the sewers, what happened there. My dear friend Aldona and her chosen one, Jonas. My eyes are glued. My shoe? Oh, never expected silt could conquer a man like you. Never mind. I should find Aldona. I am her bridesmaid, after all. Nice of you to offer. But I'd rather go with you, collect the sample myself. No, it's just an end. It's after midnight. Your time has come. No, this was one thing. Big, but one. Somebody threw a torch at it. Monster couldn't have cared less. No. I certainly won't forget that. And I definitely don't regret it. But I do need to sort it all out in my head. Alone. No, I started running as soon as it appeared. It was huge. Spat venom and made these slurping sounds. That's all I know.
No. What?
Not even lecturers?
Not mine, silly.
My friends. Not true. I have a few poison patients on hand. Besides, I can study the venom, test it, maybe discover some interesting properties.
Nothing left of you to draw on quarter, alas.
Of course. I tell you what, I'll keep one handy. Of course. Some soldiers nearly caught me slipping it into my satchel. Oh, all right. Now come. We were to enjoy ourselves. Let's do just that. Romantically. Oh, but the capping! All the guests need to be present. Oh, come on, please. Fine. So whose ghost is it? Oh, Geralt. Geralt. Of course I'd play. What else is there to do come evening when one's among soldiers? Oh, Geralt. Good thing you're here.
Oh, how humble you are.
Oh, I don't know. My mother would never accept an unfit beau, even if I insisted I loved him, had chosen him. Well, I like to kiss. And get kissed. But mostly with one person at a time. And there's two of you in there. Oh, I was worried you'd gone off on your own.
Oh, really?
Oh, the perfect combination. Women must love you. Oh, what a lovely rowan. I remember making necklaces of the fruit when I was a child. Oh, no, you don't. Hear me? Don't you dare. Oh, yes, you are.
All the maids join in the capping!
Once you kill this beast, we'll have to send someone down here to collect their bodies. Give them a proper burial.
Ooh, that looks just a little too creepy for me.
Ooh. Gorgeous. Our turn. Please.
Please, don't do this to me.
Quiet. If you listen, you'll learn.
Rats. Pier's taken.
Oh, really? It's unimportant. Nothing at all. Really think so?
Really? Where is he?
Relax. He'll be back in no time. I believe in you. Remember, I learned how to operate under Milo Rusty Vanderbeck at the Battle of Brenna. Right behind you.
Righto. I'm sure we'll all have a splendid time.
Row me to the moon. Sad? Not really. It's just... After I caught the garland, I realized something. Say you're at the wedding, and that very girl keeps glancing, smiling at you. Then she finally walks up, and you know exactly what she wants. See, you've become quite the stickler, Norbert. You were much kinder when I was patching you up. By the way, how's your knee? Seems the families are bonding.
Septicemia usually begins in the mucous membranes, digestive tract, genitourinary system, or simply on the skin.
Shall we?
Shame there's no painter here. It's a moment worth immortalizing for posterity.
Shortly thereafter, war broke out, and I was press-ganged into the Redanian Medical Corps. So, how'd it compare? So, will you go with me, or not? So, how do you stand today, Geralt? Have some time to waste with me? Or would you rather go back now? So, now the shock's faded, perhaps you could stop talking and fish out my shoe, which I so unfortunately lost in the pond. So, what went wrong? So who was it? So, you haven't actually found him? Someday, I'm sure. Sorry. Sounds interesting. Speaking of which, would you go with me? Still here? Thought you had to meet Olgierd. Strange. Seemed the monster tolerated them. Oh, such a shame. I'd already pictured you in those ears. Quite the interesting picture, too. Sure. Be glad to. Sure. But, once we're out of these sewers. Sure. Here. What do you want to do? Sure. Along with a bunch of dirt, rubble, and drowner droppings? Tell that to my mother. She actually thinks I should have found a husband at the academy. Thanks, Geralt. Thanks. Thanks. I've heard a lot about you, but no one mentioned cooking. Seem to know quite a bit about gingerbread. Thanks for your concern, but the doghouse is empty. Well, that can be arranged. They keep one in a storehouse at the academy. I can fetch it for you. That I cannot tell you.
That one, with the garland.
Well, that's because you usually come round while I'm at work. Off duty now. Waiting for you, weaving a garland for the wedding. The assistant, on the other hand, insists the professor wants him there to protect him. I don't know what from. The capping starts at midnight. Until then, enjoy yourself. Go wild. The capping will begin soon. Let's take our places. The crypt's described as quite a work of art. I'd love to see it. Why don't I bring the censer? We can meet at the entrance. The family hit on hard times. No coin to splurge on such luxuries. The men made quick work of them. But Franz was injured. His leg. He and I stayed behind. I tried to bandage him up while Nals stood watch. The noise seems to be coming from the other side of this wall. The problem is, he turned me down. The rag-stuffed piggy? It's lovely, truly. I've always dreamed of owning one. The tome was spot on. This is impressive. The wedding, the time we've spent together, it was nice. But you have your life and I have mine. This doesn't make sense long term. You know that as well as I do. The years are flying by, yet all I ever do is study, pump stomachs, and reattach limbs. All alone.
Then let us scamper.
Then that beast appeared. Nals pushed me towards the exit and ran at the monster.
There aren't that many ways to scale a ladder.
They saved my life.
They're playing slip-in for a slipper. Never heard of it?
This? No. Just getting ready to move. This garland's not for me. This is my friend of yesteryear. Geralt of Rivia. This way. Though I can't complain. At least I live at home now, and I treat the ill, as is my calling. Though I must always be ready, for at any time the Redanians might knock with some painfully urgent assignment. Thought that was more Vladimir's doing. Time for the capping.
We need to get to the barn. Time to say hello. Be nice now. To Radovid, there's little difference between the two.
True. Nothing's changed in that sense.
True. Though that was so clearly Vladimir. I nearly forgot you were involved at all.
I'm trying to save his life. Help me!
Turned out I didn't need to look far. A colleague at the academy, an assistant to Professor Permathine Shakeslug, claims Olgierd von Everett met with the professor multiple times. 2 soldiers came to my door, said Redania needs me again.
Fine.
All right. Seems we've no other option.
Don't call him that.
I guess not, but it's hard to find one like that who's still even slightly amusing.
Thank you.
They could finish quicker than you think. Catch you with your hands full.
Vizima, you mean?
Oh, I thought you'd forgotten our whole Catriona story.
Yes. Yes. When it was ravaged by the Catriona. Yes.
Right.
I'll get to work on the antidote. Shouldn't take long.
But what if I want to talk to you, not him?
Long story short, I've been treating the sick and wounded, as always, mainly at my clinic in Oxenfurt. But in Redania, I'm called on to help the army at times as well.
Von Everett?
Von Igrid, Von Estiken... Von Everett!
Wait a minute. Are you saying you're possessed?
Wasn't sure what you needed it for. So I also took a mix of amber, aniseed, and juniper. All rather smoky when lit. We came in here and Miklas started looking for tracks. Then drowners attacked. We must agree. You can say whatever you please, but you shall keep your hands to yourself. Understood?
We need to drink fast, before they catch us. We need to go to the barn. All the guests must attend the capping, including you.
We were bound for the academy.
Well, find the owners of those shoes. One might agree.
Well, I abandoned the books quickly. Decided that if I was going to learn the truth, I'd need to find someone who knows him. Well, I left Vizima and returned to Oxenfurt, proceeded to finish my doctorate, and then opened a practice. Well, the peace was brief, but I used it well. Went back to Oxenfurt, completed my doctorate, then I believe I did time in every field hospital and medic's tent north of the Yaruga. We'll go together. Redanian guards all over the academy. Doubt you'll get in alone. We'll never make it through there. Need to find another way.
We're to leave the sty? Well, I thought you liked these gritty, manly games.
What?
What a wonderful wedding. It's clear the newlyweds' parents spared no expense.
What could I say? Sewers are swarming with drowners. Soldiers died as heroes protecting me. All of which is true. What do you do?
What do you mean?
What do you want, Geralt? What else is that large and lives in sewers? What I mean is, it would be nice from time to time if you could sit back and enjoy life, instead of going around solving everyone's problems.
What is?
What kind of beast would do that? What kiss? What notice? What now? What side is that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Have you lost your mind?
What's Geralt think about that? You gave your word.
What's going on now?
Who says this?
Who to, then? Who's this?
Whose?
Why not? Witch hunters guard the door. Doubt I'll be able to sweet-talk them. Wonderful. I must stop by my home first and change. So, we'll meet at the temple. Wonderful. So, it's a date.
Wondrous times.
Yes, Geralt. Yes, he acted as though he knew me, but we've never met. I was surprised. Who is he? Yes, I know. As soon as he finishes one task, he needs to rush off to the next. Yes, just as I thought. Come, it's time we returned. Yes. See you later, Geralt. Yes, some spirit, but that was it. Why do you ask?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, that's them. Vern, Miklas, poor boys.
Yes, we'd best not mention those.
Yes. I decided you're incredibly sweet, but...
Yes. Where is he?
Yes? Oh, yes. Yes. That's best.
You brought me chamomile?
You do?
How?
You don't know?
You know me.
You lost. My, you actually stink at this. Worse than an enema tube, in fact. You mean after you left Vizima with Triss?
You mean since Radovid shut it down?
You must have a splendid time. That's what matters. Make the most of it.
Oh,
You remembered I liked the Rowan.
You say that as if you've already picked.
You see, I've a friend who's getting married. She invited me to the wedding, but I need an escort.
You seem to have enjoyed yourself. I'm glad.
You too, Geralt.
Your methods... quite unusual. To woo a woman by beating up her brothers. Creative. Wonder what else you have up your sleeve. You're actually quite amusing this way. You're clearly a natural at chasing pigs through muck. You were a joy to watch.
You're dead wrong. Look, it's right there, in the middle of the lake.
You're good.
So good, I'd say you spend more time chatting up folk for games than you do on serious matters.
You're right. I shouldn't mix.
You're right. I was up to my elbows in work, but those were good times. They're nice memories.
You've proven everything amply.
Let's just have fun, all right? After all, you haven't much time left.